Consider the standard hour-long meeting. Participants nod in agreement, and everyone feels heard, yet the session concludes without a single assigned task or owner. The interaction simply evaporates. A polite yes at the end of a long discussion is often a social exit strategy. It is an agreement made to leave the room, and it tends to dissolve the moment people return to their desks. Relying on a job title or external pressure to force a result is a short-term tactic. Human biology resists forced compliance. When someone feels coerced, they rarely feel responsible for the outcome. This brings us to the final pillar of the framework, drive. This stage focuses on turning a wandering dialogue into a specific, measurable result. Drive acts as a catalyst. It pulls a conversation out of a circular loop and onto a straight, actionable path. Conversational mastery is proven by the commitments that remain intact after the participants have parted ways. Long-term follow-through is powered by a specific psychological trait, the human need to be consistent. Once an individual takes a definitive stand or makes a choice, they experience a biological nudge to validate that decision. We are hardwired to align future actions with our past statements. Failing to do so creates mental tension that people work hard to avoid. However, this pressure to remain consistent only triggers when a person feels they made the choice of their own volition. If they feel pushed, the mechanism never engages. When an outcome is demanded from the top down, the counterpart views the responsibility as belonging to the person who gave the order, not themselves. Lasting influence is achieved by guiding a counterpart to reach a conclusion themselves. To secure this voluntary accountability, a commitment must be built on 3 specific behavioral observations. First, the act must be active. The physical effort of writing down a goal changes a person's self-image. Second, it must be public. Stating an intention in front of a group ties social standing to reliability. Backtracking means looking inconsistent to their peers. Finally, the commitment is reinforced by effort. When a person invests time or energy into reaching an agreement, they value it more highly. The more work put into the yes, the harder they work to defend it. An active, public, and effortful choice creates internal responsibility. This forms a foundation for action that does not collapse under pressure. When a commitment is established this way, it becomes self-sustaining. The individual naturally develops their own reasons and justifications for following through. They manage their own progress because the agreement has become part of their own internal logic. By integrating drive into your interactions, you have completed the foundational loop of the SAMVAD framework. This journey has covered everything from initial observation and clear assertion to the final catalyst for action. With these foundations set, the masterclass now moves into Phase 2, the deep dives. We will begin by examining the subtle micro-cues and behavioral indicators used in high-stakes environments, such as the psychological screenings used for long-duration spaceflight. Apply these principles of drive in your next professional interaction. Observe how a voluntary commitment changes the result. I will see you in the next session for our first deep dive.